I thought I'd show you all how to make greasy beans. Greasy beans is like a white half runner, but different. And they have a little bit of a different flavor to them. I love greasy beans. They're probably my favorite in them white half runners. But there's really not a bean that I don't like. And the way you do this is, see how that's got that little thing on there for people that don't know, and you pull it down. It has a string on both sides. Well, not a technical, it looks like a string, but it's just part of the bean. And then you break them. And if you don't get it all, as you snap them in between each bean, see, you can see that there, you just pull it out. So that's the first thing you're going to do is string and break all of these beans. Now, my daddy wanted these today, and he told me to get 4 pounds. I think that's too much, so I don't know if I'll do them all. But I'll show you here in a minute. I actually end up cooking all 4 pounds of these beans. They were cooked in a Instant Pot for 2 hours on high pressure, and then I'll show you what I done after that. Making some coleslaw to go with our greasy beans. This is the easy way to do it, is just get some coleslaw mix. I don't make coleslaw. My sister is the coleslaw maker, and she always does an amazing job. So this is why I'm making mine like this. We're going to add some mayo. We're going to add a little bit of milk. I would say a cup of mayo, a little bit of milk to make it creamy. We're also going to add some salt and pepper. And I'm going to add just a little bit of granulated sugar. I don't know why, but it works. And my mommy always done that, so I do it too. So probably just a tablespoon, if that. That was a chunk of sugar. We didn't need that, did we? And that is all you do. If you want to make it homemade, you can get a cabbage head and shred it. You can use shredded carrots. I've seen some people put tomato in it, or green pepper, or celery. Actually, I may add a little celery seed also. Got a little celery seed here. And the oven just beeped. My cornbread is finished. Get that out of the oven. Okay. Stir this up good and see what it tastes like. But if you can use the coleslaw mix, it's much easier, and I think it's just as good. I made it a while back with some white half runners. It was delicious. Once you get it all mixed, you do want to cover it and put it in the refrigerator and chill it. It tastes a lot better cold. Okay, my cornbread just come out of the oven. And the way I do it is if you put a knife or something under it to hold it up, that keeps it from getting the steam trapping under it and it getting soggy, so it'll stay good and crispy. Look at that. Listen. Some good crispy cornbread. Okay, I was going to show you a trick to doing your corn on the cob. If you just cut the end of it off and you put it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and you leave the shucks on, do it like that, 5 minutes for each cob, it'll come right off, and the shucks and the silks will come off. There won't be any silks either. I'm releasing the pressure right now on my Instant Pot with my greasy beans. And then I'm going to add them to my stovetop, and I like to slow cook them to get that really good cooked all day flavor. We're going to add some fat back and a little bit of vegetable oil to it, and it's going to be good. My daddy asked yesterday for this, so I wanted to make it for him. My sister cooks all the time for him. She's a wonderful cook. He lives right beside of her. Okay, I'm going to put these in the microwave. 5 minutes for each, so 30 minutes, and then we'll take them out and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, I've got some salt pork here, and you can use ham or bacon. I like to use bacon drippings, but this is what I'm using today. This is what I have. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of it, probably about half of this. And it's what will flavor our beans. So I'm just going to put that right in our beans when I get them here in just a second. Made a few little notches in it so it helps with that flavor. Like that. Okay. And then I'll put the rest back in the freezer for soup beans or any other kind of bean or whatever I'm fixing. Okay, so I just now added my greasy beans to my cooker on the stove. I'm going to add my salt pork, and I'm going to add some vegetable oil. Now, if you've got reserved bacon grease, this would be really good here. But I'm going to add some vegetable oil, and this is just to taste, so you got to do what you think it tastes the best. And then I'm going to add some salt. Pretty good lot of salt. And then when they get done cooking, we're going to probably cook them for at least an hour. Cook them pretty hard on top of the stove. And then we'll check back and I'll show you what they look like. Ooh, that's hot. That is hot. That is very, 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 very hot, guys. I'm going to put it in my bowl. Hopefully it will keep it hot. So, you start at this end, and you're supposed to slide it right off. And it, I don't think it worked. You know what I bet? I bet I put it in there for too long, because it definitely feels overcooked. Let me try this again. Very hot. Probably shouldn't have done all of them at once. No. Well, it ended up coming off good, but I had to use my fingers. I think where I put so many in the microwave at one time that it made it a little bit overcooked. There was some bad spots in this corn, and there was also some spots. I think that it was corn that had been picked for a while. That's what I'm getting at. So I'm just putting a stick of butter down in there, and I'm going to put the lid on it, and that's going to keep it hot and help it to melt the butter. And that should keep it hot, hopefully. So our greasy beans are finished. This is what we just got finished with. And you just cook them. I cooked them for about an hour on hard boil, which means a rolling boil. Added some vegetable oil and some salt and fat back. Here is our dinner tonight. Greasy beans, fresh peaches and cream corn, creamy coleslaw, and homemade mashed potatoes, some peppers, onions, and tomatoes, and cornbread.